Oh, we have Mermail, Crystron, Voiceless Memento. Now, this is the kind of regional that I can get behind. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more kind of do not let them distract you with the fact that there were 3 Ryzeal decks in this top cut. I assure you that that is just nonsense, alright? Just because that they were there doesn't mean that we're going to take anything away from our rogue challengers of this event. And I love the fact that we are getting the chance to see all of these cool rogue decks actually coming into the spotlight here. So, yes, there were 3 Ryzeal decks. Big whoop-de-doo. It is what it is. Now, we did have a Memento Challenger stepping up to the arena with a Goblin Biker backing. I am quite curious to know what combination of cards that this list was using to find their success out here, because that is very, very interesting. We also have Crystrons. Now, we've been trying to find, Crystron variants out here. We've been wanting to see all these cool little crazy things that duelists have been bringing to the table out here just to make Crystrons work. We've seen so many cool variants, so this one will be quite exciting. We also have, Voiceless Voice. Well, Voiceless has been a spectacular deck. It's definitely had a resurgence as of late back out here, actually showing that this deck is not something that you should be forgetting about. Now, we also had some Tenpai action. Now, honestly, if you forgot about dear old Tenpai and the current reasoning for this deck doing so well, you can thank the Sky Striker package for allowing this deck to show back up into the meta and be an absolute monster. It has been very interesting just to see how this deck has evolved with the times. And we also had Mermail coming into the arena and challenging the course of the meta as well. Now, honestly, Mermail, jokes aside, you go first, you're probably winning. That's definitely how that deck chooses to play its meta calls, and it does it ever so fantastically. Let's pass on over to deck list. All right, so starting things off here, we have our first place Fiendsmith Ryzeal list. Now, for those of you that have been paying a very close attention to the meta, you definitely know that this deck is the scariest deck in the room out here. People get very, very scared when this comes up because it is a consistent monster. It has been the thing that has been running the show for a little while. I'm surprised that more people, there's really just not a way to counter it. The deck ceiling is just astronomically so high. And you also do see that we are maximizing on a number of our Fiends. But you've seen some builds out here that try to get a little bit cheeky. They're like, oh, hey, we can cut a sword. Obviously when you start to mess around with the finer details and working of the deck to try to mess around with the consistency, I think you're going to run into some issues. So stick to what is working in the deck, or you're just going to be breaking it down and having it not work. Also, 1 Ultimate Slayer in the side deck. You do have the Thrust. Also got some Lightning Storms down here. I think you kind of got everything that you want to be seeing all wrapped up into a very nice, no fun bundle. Now, our next challenger here, we went to 41 cards. We wanted to be different, and that's okay, duelist. In terms of your change, we're playing a Baldrake instead of an additional Druid Worm. I don't like that. I like the additional Druid Worm, honestly. Druid Worm is a stupid card, man. That spot removal that you get off of the Druid, 100% worth it every single time. There are also no Thrust in this variant. This build straight went with I'm going to main deck all the Ultimate Slayers. This is going to be what I'm going to be using to clean up a lot of my opponent's field out here. And typically, it worked out. You also do see that we have the Anti-Scam Fragrance to deploy as well. You get this card flipped up, you're probably winning the game. It's disgusting to see how good this card actually is. But outside of that, this gives you a nice, good, consistent round down or round through of this. And this deck did take first and second, which is pretty strong. Next up here, we have your Mermail Challenger. Now, only 1 Minstrel in here. I've seen way more people cutting back on Minstrel as of late. I think Minstrel is a fantastic card, but just to see more people wanting to cut back on this. Also, it's not like you don't have the Minstrels down here in the side deck to be able to call up and assist you. I also see we're doing the Ice Jade and we're doing the Trishul. This build chose not to do the general Ryo play. I like Ryo. I think it's kind of cool. This build did also pack in a Forbidden Chalice. Chalice being able to attempt to negate one of these stupid, annoying boss monsters in the room is pretty good, but I feel like if you're doing Chalice, the Dreadnought is just going to punch itself in the face to resolve. So you're not getting your value off of this for Dead Namer, which is a little bit sad, but I understand what you're attempting to do with this. It doesn't necessarily feel like it's what you want to be seeing with this. But cool tech choice nonetheless. Ooh, we have more Ryzeal for you. Now this is pure Ryzeal. Oh my, I see that we were getting... We're getting a little bit cheesy in here. Doing 2 plugins now? Okay. I see you. I see that we wanted to be a little bit more unique out here. And that's okay. I will take this. Also, the double cross. Okay. I also see, we are going with the triple of this. We are going with the triple Fool Loss. I mean, hey, this card is going to get you to where you need to be. Also, main decking the Nibiru instead of the Droll. I think that this is fine. Droll's not as prominent as it once was, but also having this card be a power card to kind of roll on up to is really good. Also maximizing on the triple tactics. Okay, well that's a heavy commitment. I don't hate this though. I think that this is going to get you where you need to be. Also side decking the 2 thrust. Yeah, this looks really good. Okay, next up here we have Memento, and there's the Goblin Cage. All right, now this I can get me. What in the world are you doing in here? All right, well, I guess we actually went a little bit further beyond the standard Goblin approach out here. We actually wanted to try out and see what more that we could actually do. And having the Doug Charger here, I mean, this is a free extender. Also, I mean, seems pretty good. Also, you get the ability to toggle on into Mr. Memento Goblin in here. 1 field spell is fine. Also double tack talents. You also see the triple fusion in here. And of course, you are packing the triple ultimate slayer for cleanup, aisle 9. And heck, man, also get the chance to see additional BS from all of the fun that this good old stupid thing actually brings to the table here. So, all right, I mean, this looks good. Honestly, I like this. Next up here, we have some Crystron action for you now. You are going to be seeing a lot of your Terratops and a lot of your Takumtumborgs in here because this package gets you into Cherubini. Cherubini is your best friend. All right, we have seen that, we know that, but we're also getting a little bit cheesier in here. You're also getting the chance to see the Horus package in here as well. Now, for all intents and purposes, I think that the Horus package is another great addition to this deck. It gives you more dumping aspects to find, the cards that need to be sent to the graveyard across the Crystron tree. So you can get the farm going, but also, just puts additional bodies on the field so you can get to the Vampire or you can get to the Photon Lord out here, depending on which engine that you need to get to. Looks fantastic. We're also doing the 2 copies of the Exoskeletus, the 1 Quandrax. I mean, this build also doing the 1 Don Dragster, which kind of goes against a lot of the other builds I've seen so far, but I think that works out just fine. All right, next up here, we have Voiceless Voice. Oh, man. I remember back in the day when the biggest argument was, how many Sarvis are you choosing to play? That was, the meta challenge out here to decide on perfect ratios. Also, hello, Nadir Servant. How are you? Going to be maximizing on the honestly, this has been the biggest innovation out here for this deck. Being able to get to Maximus just makes this deck so freaking stupid, man. Maximus, getting into, whatever side piece line that you need here really, really is super strong and annoying. Also, the fact you get the 3 additional hand traps helps this deck out way more than I think people really want to give it credit for. People look at Voiceless Voice and they just write the deck off, and understandably so. I'm not going to hate on, how behind this deck feels sometimes. But that being said, though, you have to understand that you have to work your ass off for the W's with this deck. But they do work. And then, of course, we had Tenpai with, of course, the Sky Striker package in here. I think more and more as time has gone on, I think that this has become the way to actually look and play this deck. You just maximize on this package and just slam in all 33 spell cards and tear down your opponent's wall. All right, and it does it very, very beautifully. This deck doesn't care, you know, the engage is resolving, taking your opponent's monsters, have the extra fodder, and then, you know, just Hydra slam in and go. It is very, very simple, and I think that this has become, honestly, one of the scariest decks in the modern era. So, what do you guys think about everything? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think, and I will see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.